Hello students, now I am going to explain gender of noun. Gender of noun, because if you call any noun or if you will think about any noun, including you have your noun also, you have your gender also, then you shall have sometimes it comes to your mind to which gender this noun belongs. So for this purpose you shall have to determine which category, under which category of the gender this noun, this particular object or person thing comes. So here gender of noun. Gender comes from the Latin word gende. Gende means sort or type, means किस प्रकार. So as I told you earlier in just before that we think under which category, that is the under which type this particular noun or pronoun comes, either male, female, or between both, or neither of both, etc., etc. So gender comes from the Latin word gender, means the sort type, and this gender, it means the gender determines the sex of noun. The types or sort can be decided of the particular noun or pronoun only by determining its sex. That is the ling nirdharan in Hindi, you can say. And then we will be able to determine which gender, or sorry, which noun comes or pronoun comes in which category, in which sex. So there are four types, you can see here, four types of gender of noun. First is the masculine gender, second one is feminine gender, third one is common gender, fourth one is neuter gender. Masculine gender shows the male race. Male race, that is the symbol of force, energy. Means you can say masculine. What is masculine gender? Masculine gender indicates to the male race, manav jati, purush jati, or in other word, in literature or in writings, poems, literature, in other places, you will find the symbol of force or energy. Means जब आप कहीं पढ़ते हो और कोई नाउन को आप पाते हो, you find noun in the form of force, energy, ताकत, ऊर्जा के रूप में. means that noun becomes the source of energy, becomes the source of force, then that noun comes under the male race. means masculine gender shows the male race. or if you find in that noun the symbol of force, energy, उसमें ताकत, जोश, ऊर्जा, प्रवाह का जब symbol प्रतीत हो, then you can decide that this particular noun here has been used in the sense of the masculine gender. Name of masculine gender is man, son, lion, ox, etc. There are a lot of masculine gender here. Feminine gender, that is feminine gender refers female race of the symbol of kindness, symbol of, you can say, sympathy, symbol of harmony. Means when you read any book, or you talk, you listen about any noun, and it represents the female race, or the symbol, if it has been personified or whatever is there, then it has been presented in that communication or lines or poem or whatever be. The symbol of kindness, symbol of sympathy means daya, sahanubhuti, sadbhavana, softness, kindness symbol, then it comes under the definition of masculine, feminine gender, that is the female race. You can see example: woman, um, cow, girl, mistress, etc. There are a lot of examples of the feminine gender. Then comes common gender. Common gender means neither the male nor the female, but means common gender refers to those noun which does not come under the male race or under the female race. ना ही ये मेल रेस को रिप्रेजेंट करता है ना फीमेल रेस को प्रेजेंट करता है, बट दैट इज द सिचुएशन ऑफ कंट्रारी, बट it refers both sexes simultaneously. Means this common gender neither represents male race, means यह जो है ना ही तो मेल रेस को पार्टिकुलरली दिखाता है और ना ही फीमेल स्त्री जाति को दिखाता है, बल्कि अपोजिट देखो इन सर्किल, बट व्हाट डज इट डू, इट रिफर्स, इट शोज द बोथ सेक्सेस सिमल्टेनियसली, यह दोनों ही सेक्स को, दोनों ही जेंडर को, मेल एंड फीमेल को एक साथ रिप्रेजेंट करता है. इट डज नॉट ब्रिंग्स एनी डिफरेंस, इट डज नॉट ब्रिंग्स एनी गैप बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ द सेक्सेस. It presents, it represents, it refers both sexes equally in the sense of equal. Or example you can see here of common gender teacher. Here teacher word is common noun, but here it comes under the common gender because for the male teacher you can't say teacher and for the female teacher you can't say teachery. Neither teacher not teacher, teacher means teacher, each and every either male or female that comes under the, he or she comes under the sense of teacher, neither teachery nor teacher. In same way staff, staff word also refers simultaneously the both of the sexes, that is the male and the female. You can't say to male staff staff and the female staff staffy, staffes, no, wrong, it will be 100% wrong, but you can say staff means the male and female both comes under the staff. In same way parent, etc., all these like this come under the definition of common gender. And after this comes the staffy, after this comes the neuter gender. And now I am going to talk about neuter gender. Lastly, neuter gender. Neuter means neither male nor female nor both sexes, but it refers lifeless and small insects, all abstract ideas, etc. Means neuter gender what does, it neither refers male race nor female race nor both sexes like common gender, and but it refers the lifeless objects, lifeless small insects, all abstract ideas, etc. So it refers the lifeless, you can say here, objects. So neuter gender refers the lifeless, that is the निर्जीव things, objects, small जैसे छोटे मोटे कीड़े मकोड़े, and all abstract ideas. All these are the example of neuter gender. Abstract ideas like rice, it also comes under the neuter gender. Material noun but comes under the neuter gender. So all material noun and abstract noun totally comes under the neuter gender. After that, B. The B can be divided into male and female. B is the female and drone is its male race, but being insect it can come under the neuter gender. and after rice, nature, river, love, hate, hunger, all these like this comes under the neuter gender. In this way, I think this is clear gender of the noun to all of you. Something is to be noted in your mind as a note basis NB. NB rules. What is NB? First thing, all material and abstract noun does not have plural form. Example, you can't say rices, it will wrong. It is rice, correct. In same way, love. You can't loves. You can't say it is wrong. But you can say only love. If you want to make plural, that it is abstract noun, so lot of love you can say, but it does not comes under the plural noun. In same way, love, abstract noun, material, etc. Cement, you can't say cements, no. Here loves, if you add years, then it loses the sense of love, that is the pyar, etc. Whatever be. Loves here gives the sense of the near and dear, like your son, daughter, etc., etc. Offspring, you can say. In same way, offspring, offsprings, it becomes wrong. It is in its original form offspring. So this is the first rule related to material and abstract noun. Second rule, abstract noun can be personified. Abstract noun can be personified. Personified means here the manavikaran means such objects which don't have the nature or characteristics of the human being, human race. But in the literature, in writing or in the statement, such objects are presented in same way as the human being, human race. The activities of these objects are shown, these nouns are shown in same way as the human being performs his her own activities. So abstract noun can be personified, and first letter of this is written in capital letter. For example, it is grace of nature. So here small and it is the cross, wrong, because and right form will be it is grace of nature. This is the right thing. And you know very well that grace means kripa, kindness, kind of the nature, kindness of the nature, kripa. So to show grace, kind, politeness, sympathy, empathy with the other one, it is the function of human being. It is the characteristic of human being, human race, not of the other object. Even animal, living animals also don't know about all these. So grace is the nature of human being, and here nature means prakriti, God, you can say, plants, etc. Whatever the physical world around all of us. But so it is here person, the word nature, prakriti has been personified here. So you should not say, you can't say in a short, small letters, but you should start, it is grace of nature with capital letter. यह जो है प्रकृति की कृपा है, यह nature has been personified as the human being. This is the example, some more pieces, etc. And after this, on the basis of the nature, the category of the noun. As I had told to all of you in first video yesterday that noun has five types form: proper noun, common noun, material noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract noun, and material noun. On the type of that is on the basis of the category, but on the basis of nature. Nature, that is the prakriti. You can say स्वभाव. स्वभाव के आधार पर, प्रकृति के आधार पर नाउन जो है वह कितने टाइप में जा सकते हैं? तो टू टाइप्स. दोज आर concrete, concrete, concrete and unconcrete. Concrete means rigid, which has a fixed form, which has a fixed shape. If we want to change its shape, we shall have to destroy, to diminish, to break it, or to destroy. We shall have to change the shape of it. So this is the rigid form, concrete form, and unconcrete form. Unconcrete means which don't have the fixed or rigid shape, but if in which shape it is put, it grabs or takes the shape of that particular object. If you put water into the bottle, then water takes the shape of the bottle. If you put bottle on a plate or in a plate, then water takes shape of the plate. Means according to objects in which water is put, it takes shape of that object. So water is the unconcrete noun, comes under unconcrete noun. In same way, stone comes under concrete noun because it does not change its shape. If we want to change its shape, either we shall have to totally destroy its form, that is, we shall have to crush or break into pieces for to put into that object or whatever situation be. But question is, which types of noun comes under concrete and which types of noun comes under unconcrete? So concrete noun is the proper noun. How proper noun? Because each and every person, living being, objects, creature, or name of the objects or persons are concrete. Because if you want to change shape of a person, it will not change anyhow. You shall have to either kill, to burn, or destroy that person. So proper noun, common noun, and collective noun, all these comes under the concrete noun. The common noun may come also under unconcrete, because if we talk about water, water is material noun. But if we talk about water as a whole race of the water, whole type of the water which is in the whole world in the river, then it comes under common noun. But if we talk about the liquid water, then we shall have to put into the unconcrete noun. So here common noun, some words of common noun go into the unconcrete noun, that is in the liquid noun or in the changing shape noun, and all collective noun. And what are unconcrete noun? These are only two: concrete noun. Here material nouns are also common noun. Okay. Here abstract noun, abstract, and some material noun are under unconcrete, and some material noun under concrete noun. In this way, we can say these are the definition, distribution of the noun on the basis of the nature. And I think all these are clear about noun. Now we shall have to talk in next video. I shall going to talk about the case of the noun, and I think that will be the last lecture or last explanation about the noun in this video. Thank you. Next.